Hi everyone, I'm Leilani. I'm living in Zambia and I am currently a trainee with the Peace Corps. I have been in Zambia since the middle of September, so I've almost been here for a full 2 months now. Today is the first day that I am at my permanent site. So I'm going through this process called site visit right now, and it is basically 4 days of being alone at my site in the middle of training, just to observe like the community and see my house for the first time, meet my host family, and see the school that I'll be teaching at. I haven't been able to observe a lesson yet because the 7th graders are taking their, I guess, exit exam so that they can go to 8th grade. So I have a lot to tell you. First of all, Zambia is very hot. It's very hot. We came in the midst of hot season. Hot season started, was probably the whole month of October, and usually November is when it's supposed to cool down, but it's still hot. November, I guess at the end of November, is supposed to be rainy season. First impressions of Zambia. Okay. There's just a lot of things that happened. When we landed, this girl goes, I feel like the Lion King, songs from the Lion King should be playing. There's a lot of things like that happen here in Peace Corps. A lot of like, people say things that they shouldn't, or like they don't know that they shouldn't. Oh my god. So I've gotten so dark. Anyway, when I first landed in Zambia, I loved it. I loved it. It's a beautiful country. The sunsets are so beautiful. When we were driving from the airport to the lodge we were staying at, there are these like vibrant purple trees called like jacaranda trees, and they just like popped up everywhere and gave a pop of color. It was so beautiful. But one thing that I didn't expect was it to be so dry. The air is so dry, to the point where I had to, like, my lips were chapping so bad. I had to put chapstick on maybe 5 times a day when I first got here. And then like my feet are cracking, and like I moisturize often, and I just can't keep my skin moisturized basically. Another thing was, I guess my body needed to adjust to the environment and the air pollution and stuff like that. So my skin was breaking out it's still breaking out. So it's been 6 weeks and my skin's not happy. But I am happy here. There was a point in time where I got giardia, maybe like the 2nd or 3rd week that I've been here. And I just was like, I don't want to do this. I can't do it. I want to go home. And I was like, there's no way that I would last all 2 years. But after I got better from giardia, after it was cured, like, I think I just needed to be frustrated for a second. But now I really do love this place. And for Peace Corps Zambia, we were given our languages maybe the 5th day we were in country. The reason there's not just one language is because Zambia has about 73 tribes. And each tribe speaks something different, or they have like a dialect of a major language. Even though the official language of Zambia is English, there are about 7 main other languages that people speak, and I was assigned Bemba. And Bemba is spoken primarily in the northeast of Zambia and throughout the central province. So for a long time I had no idea where my site was going to be, because I could have had my site in Luapula province, northern province, or central province, and like Machinga. But northern Machinga used to be like one province, but now they're not. Anyways, so when did I find out where my site is? Maybe like a week ago, 2 weeks ago, I found out that I am going to be placed in northern province. And I'm actually really close to the provincial capital, which is Kasama. It's about 20 kilometers away from here. My village is Chulubanama. I really haven't seen much except for my house, my host family's house, the teacher compound, and the school. So I can't really give much information on it, or can't speak to it as much, but I can tell you that there's trees everywhere, and I have about 5 mango trees in my yard. And like right across the road there's a bunch of pine trees. Like the northern region is more mountainous than the rest of the regions in Zambia, so it's a nice change of scenery, because where we're training is more flat. It's more flat. I mean, there's hills here and there, but it's more flat and more sandy. Here it's like more rocky. I do have cell phone service at my site, and one of my biggest concerns in being placed in Zambia was that they stressed how rural it is and how it's not likely to have cell phone signal, but I have 2G, so that's good enough to like send messages, get texts, not really scroll through Instagram unless I'm being patient. The cell phone service here is so weird because I'll have like a good strong 3G service, and then all of a sudden the wind blows and then it's like down to 2G, or it's like no data whatsoever. So I have to deal with that, but it's not anything too concerning. I don't feel detached from social media. I don't feel detached from my family back home. I know that if I wanted to call them, I mean, besides the 7-hour time difference, I feel like if ever I wanted to talk to my family, I could just easily pick up my phone and do so. Okay, so I'll be teaching grade 6, 5, and 8. I am the first Peace Corps volunteer my site has hosted in the community. And it has its positives and negatives. For example, I guess a con would be that the village isn't really sure what the Peace Corps does. And I told them, oh, I'm a volunteer, I'm an education volunteer. And I've had women come up to me saying, oh, I have a toothache, oh, my arm aches. Is there a way to get a clinic here? And I said, I don't have the knowledge to give like medical advice or the know-how to build a clinic, but I can teach you adult literacy and I can teach you English, or I also have an international business degree, so if you want to learn business, I can help you. Other than that, sorry. Yeah, and then I also have to explain that I'm not giving handouts, basically. I think that's what's so different about Peace Corps is that we're surrounded by NGOs that provide material things, and all I can provide is knowledge to teachers to build their capacity. And what else would people want to know about Zambia? What really surprised me is that there's not really flavor in their food. I thought coming to Africa would be like, my nose would be running from the spices every day, but that's definitely not the case. I know my host family back in training only uses salt on their food. And then I gave my host mother like spicy ramen one day, and she was like, she couldn't handle it. So I don't know. I have to introduce spices to them, or just introduce spices into my own food because sometimes I can't take it. Malaria is a real thing out here. On the topic of insects, there are these gigantic spiders. They're probably like this big around, and they just like stand on the wall, just like and they're so flat and they don't move, but they're so big that like you wouldn't even, like, you would be scared. And they come in packs. There's so many of them. They're just everywhere. And there's also these camel spider things that are like, they're not spiders actually because they only have 6 legs, but they have pinchers on the front 2 legs, and they look like, just Google it because it is terrifying. And they move so fast. Disgusting. There are snakes out here. Someone has killed a black mamba while we were in training. Someone has killed a puff adder while we were in training. A cobra has been spotted as well. But personally, I have never seen a snake in the wild. But like, our latrines are so far from our houses, and our bathing shelters are so far from our houses that if we were to go at night without like any light, there's like possibly something lurking there. That's why I avoid going outside when it's dark. That's all I really have for you. If you have any questions for me, you can leave them in a comment down below. Other than that, I will post when I can. I haven't been able to connect to internet a single time since I've been to Zambia, and I've been here for 6 weeks. Not saying that there isn't internet, it's just I'm never in places long enough to need to connect to them, so yeah. And out here I have 3G, but it's not, I can't upload things from my computer without internet. So I'm not promising anything, I'm not promising consistency, and I will see you when I see you. Mwah.